We're here today to talk to Jay Fisette, the new chairman of the county board. I say new chairman, he's actually been chairman twice before. On January 1st, he was elected for the third time as chairman, and also began his fourth term on the Arlington County Board, a very experienced guy. So we're happy to be here with you, Jay, and let's talk about your toughest problem, which I assume is going to be the budget, and you'll be working on that up through March, I presume, and trying to figure out how you're going to deal with the terrible economic decline we've had. And so why don't you just give us some comments. What are you going to do, and who you're going to cut out?
Yeah, well, the budget process started in the fall when we gave guidance to the county manager about how to craft her budget. And of course, you know, we haven't seen that yet. We don't see a proposed budget from the manager until middle of February. So we don't know what's going into it, but we gave her the parameters, and the bottom line is we said, you know, no new staff. In fact, there are going to be some reductions because we're going to see a reduction in revenue this year. Property assessments are down, primarily on the commercial side. That's the big hit, about 13% down, and about 3% across the board on residential. So we told her to produce a budget that keeps the bottom line the same as the current fiscal year, and that whatever that gap is between the revenue and continuing to do business like we do it now, to split that difference between revenue increases, fee increases, tax rate increases, and service and budget cuts. So she'll give us that budget in February. We'll start to scour it, and the community becomes even more engaged at that point. Public budget hearings, public tax rate hearings, we get lots of mail, we get lots of ideas, and we're looking for those ideas. The ultimate decision is made by the county board in middle of April, actually. So we've got about 2 months where we won't be doing much else but trying to balance the fiscal year 11 budget. That starts in July of 2010.
Well, we all have several friends involved in the school system, and teachers and principals and so forth are already talking to me about how they're sitting down and planning their cuts, which may reduce the time that principals work, or assistant principals and so forth, and shifting teachers around, not hiring any new ones. That's the kind of thing we're looking at, aren't we?
No question. I mean, there's been a partial hiring freeze on for a while already. So similar to last year. Last year we cut about 95 positions, and we don't know how that'll end up this year, but there'll be reductions. By the end of the year, no one was actually fired because we were able to backfill positions that had become vacant, or people go off in retirement. The school system is probably in better shape in Arlington than most places, only because we have a revenue sharing agreement. They will share in the responsibility and the burden just like we will, but they also won't have to fight for any more. They get a set percentage.
What is it, 50% now?
Just 40, a little under 50%. 40, yeah. A little under 50% of the locally generated revenues. And that's something that then becomes predictable for them. And we know it won't be easy for the schools, but we will be sharing in the pain.
So if we have citizens who want support of a program or things like that, they need to go to the county board and during their hearings and so forth and really actively participate in the process.
Email, phone, letters, public hearings, all that's available. And what I'd say and what I ask people is, we know everyone wants to defend what's going on now in their programs, and that's good, and we have to hear that. But at the same time, put yourself in our shoes and try to come up with some alternatives. Give us some other ideas about how to do something a little differently, how to streamline something, how to consolidate something, how to tap into some outside resources to keep things on the right track.
Well, I presume, and you don't have to answer this question, that we are looking at real estate tax increases, though maybe not just up to the point of maintaining the current level of revenue.
The payment. Well, just because the assessments go down, you have a margin to increase the rate without increasing the payment. So certainly we'll be doing that. And as I said, we're going to balance the reductions with the revenue increases. And of course, in this community, we have a sort of a common vision. So those in most need, that are most vulnerable, whether it's around food and shelter, we will make sure that we meet those basic human needs as well. That's a value this community has.
Well, it's time for us to wrap this up. We'll have another segment, too, in which we'll go into other subjects. But thank you for being here, and I don't envy your job this year.
Thanks, Dick.